And away we go. It is the nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken, right here on BearcatJournal.com. As always, visit www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Download the app for Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Go down to Dayton, Kentucky, and tell them to pump it up. Save yourself 15% off, and they'll get you taken care of. Or have them deliver. You can go to the app, and they'll bring it to you pretty much everywhere in the 275 loop. We still haven't got Shane to agree to deliver to Athens, but we're trying, Aaron. We're trying.
He keeps me loaded up on sauce. We'll be good.
Right.
We'll be good.
All right. Well, let's get to it. How's my signal? For some reason, my signal thing popped up. All right.
You're good right now.
Okay. Couple things. First off, before we get to the basketball game, if you're a Bengals fan, that was something we haven't seen very much in sports in this town, and that was two elite teams standing in the center of the ring, beating the hell out of each other. And whether the Bengals won or lost, that's a lot of fun to watch.
It was that, and you as a Bearcat fan, I was a little sad to see it come at Travis Kelce's expense. However, as a Bengals fan, who dey?
New Heights is going to be interesting listening to him talk about that on Wednesday.
Speaking of New Heights, Jason Kelce's fit today.
I didn't see. I've been
hilarious. Look it up. It was the guy from Samwise Gamgee from Lord of the Rings. He's in another movie where he has like this crop top mesh blue shirt.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
All I know is I went out after the game and I reached into my pocket and I said, Kelsey, I got something for you. There you go.
This one's not talking to me.
And then a little bit later, I was in the kitchen and she was running down the stairs. And I said, don't trip on that L on the floor. I hate you.
I did
the Travis Kelce jersey is in a clump in the middle of her floor right now.
Did see an interesting stat that the Chiefs have not lost 3 games to a team since since before Patrick Mahomes, but it was the Titans from 2013 through 2019. It only took the Bengals 2022.
Right.
That's it. All 3 L's same year.
Impressive. We won't linger on that. I know you guys are here for Bearcat stuff, but I just want like that. I watch the Bengals. I'm not like a Bengals fan. We've talked about that. I don't get high or low with the Bengals other than today because it was fun messing with my kid. But that was really, really high-level football by 2 of the best teams in the NFL, if not maybe the 2 best teams in the NFL. And it was fun to watch.
You could argue that. Sure.
That's all I'm saying. Football, I still don't know, guys. I'm hearing so many things. Like, so many things. I do think the Willie Fritz stuff has died down a little bit. I had a really good source tell me that Willie Fritz was deeply involved in this process, and then as the day has gone on, as the night has gone on, that has mellowed out some. I had a third source say they didn't think it was him after talking to people in their circles. So we are at a point where nobody knows.
And that's terrifying because the portal opens up in 2 hours and 40 minutes.
And I keep hearing, here's my concern. I keep hearing the same thing. They've completed the process and contract negotiations are underway. I heard that 36 hours ago. And here we are going into Monday and there's not a coach yet. It's bothersome. Like that's not the sign of a well-ran search.
Not great, Bob.
It just is what it is. Look, I have promised you guys, to be honest with you, as much as I possibly can. That's where I'm at. And we haven't gone live yet because I don't think we have enough live to really go live with it at the moment. If something happens tonight, we'll go live. If something happens tomorrow, we'll go live, whatever the case may be. If there's a press conference, I'll be there. I'm just not getting a good vibe from the last 3 days. Like, I didn't think it was happening exactly as orchestrated or as planned all the way up until like Friday afternoon. And then Saturday through Sunday have been very strange. Very strange. Honestly, not going to lie. Very strange. But there you are on that. So now you've got updated on all the that stuff. Let's get to a very impressive Sunday afternoon in Fifth Third Arena.
It was a fun game too.
They played well. They played well on both ends of the floor. Look, if you shoot 50% from the floor, 36% from three on 28 tries, and you hold your opponent, a very good offensive team, to 30% from the floor, 21% from three, and you win by 26, you put six players in double digits. You have two double-doubles, almost a third. Josh Reed was one rebound from his third, or a third double-double. I don't know that I've ever seen three double-doubles in a game from a team. But Victor Locken continues to just surge. Like you talk, I don't love this analogy because I think it's kind of corny, even though I'm kind of corny sometimes. But he is video game leveling up. Like each night out, level 6. And then he goes out the next level 7. You have earned level 7 after the game. Like that's where Vic is at right now. He is leveling up.
Were you surprised that he only played 20?
You're not going to burn your Travis Kelce jersey. I paid way too much for that.
All right.
Get out of here. We're working.
Back to basketball. Were you surprised Vic only played 20 minutes?
No.
Was it?
No.
Do you think it was just conservation minutes at that point?
They were up 36-13 at one, like in early. There was never any real game pressure on that.
He was dominating when he was out there too.
He was awesome. But I just don't think
20 minutes and a double-double is crazy.
He had it in like 16, 17.
16 points, 13 rebounds, 11 of them defensive. He looked great out there.
They also they didn't have any resistance for him.
No. But
so I'm not going to.
They were missing 5 guys to illness.
They had 5 of their 6 main guys.
Okay. Just calling it what it was.
They were missing two of their top like 7 or 8 guys. Guess what, Aaron? UC's also missing 2 of their top 8 guys, which we're going to get to this discussion in a little bit. UC's also missing 2 of their top 8 guys. So it sucks. You hate to hear that they had an illness going through the team. They played like the way they made it sound before the game. There was going to be like 6 guys like that played all 200 minutes. They had 6 guys that all played over 20, but they also had a guy play 7, a guy play 7, and a guy play 14. So that's 9 guys in your rotation. And you had 4 of your 5 top leading scorers that were out on the floor. 5 of your 6 leading scorers were out on the floor. You had enough to be competitive. They weren't competitive. Cincinnati kicked their ass.
Yeah. 25 assists on 38 field goals.
That's way better than we've been.
They got that number up. They were moving the ball around a lot better. And of course you like to see that. 5 blocks on the game. Josh Reed with 2. Josh Reed
is a really good position.
He filled up the stat sheet, though, man. 4 or 5 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3. I'm not sure he's missed a 3 this year. I think that
he has, but
has he? Okay.
He's shot it really well.
It doesn't feel like it. 9 rebounds, 3 of them were offensive. 2 assists, 2 blocks, a steal. Like he just filled.
What did I tell you guys
points.
when I scouted this kid? We talked about Josh Reed when I was on the road, and we were doing this.
Yeah, he's really good.
He just knows. He has a great understanding of the game, a great feel for the game, and this ability to impact the game in so many different ways. Like I've heard people have compared him to Gary.
Yeah.
And I will say he's not a 4. He's not a big man. Like he doesn't play like Gary, but he can absolutely, as he progresses, impact the game like Gary. Where you get done and you look down like this, Aaron, and you're like, holy crap, 2 blocks, 4 assists, 9 rebounds.
It was kind of like Skillings the other night when Skillings had a quiet double-double, right? Where Josh pretty much did the same thing today, this afternoon.
Yeah.
It was kind of the same thing. And Skillings had a great game as well, bringing him up. I mean, the only thing that he lacked on, 4 turnovers, not great. But outside of that, everything he did was...
Well, the biggest thing was it was good to see the lid come off the rim on his 3-point shot. Yep. He can shoot it. Yep. He made the 3 that he made were nothing but net, which is what I see from him in practice regularly, and it just hadn't translated to games. That's why I told people once the lid comes off, he's going to make threes.
Someone on Twitter had a video of him in pregame, and I don't recall who it was, but he was just shooting threes from the corner and making, I think it was 4 in a row, 5 in a row, and then the video ended. But yeah, he's good.
He's not a great, like he's not a shooter per se, but he can shoot. So like the fact that he started the season as bad as he did, I was never overly concerned about that, because I think a lot of that was like, when that happens and you're a freshman, you start trying to guide them and you're not really like confidently shooting them. And it felt like once that you know what happened when he hit the first one? He points over at the Bryant bench for 5 seconds as he's running down the floor.
Can't do
That's
that.
the easiest tee in the country. They are going to call that every time. You have to know not to do that. He said after the game, you know, they were kind of jawing at him on the Bryant bench, and he got a little over exuberant. He's going to learn. That's not something you can do. But then we get Josh and Dan post-game on the podium. We're going to be talking to those guys a lot, and they're going to have some really, like, they're insightful, they're smart, they know the game, they know what they're trying to do.
If you weren't excited about next year yet, with bringing in Jizzle, bring in Rayvon, and pairing them with those guys, it's going to be fun.
You can get to be excited about them now, because this is the other part. We got there, and Rob Fennessy was on crutches, broken foot, fractured foot.
I was curious if you were going to bring up what actually happened, because they did.
I tried to be discreet.
They mentioned it on the broadcast.
I tried to be discreet. I said a foot injury. I thought that's like the NFL, like foot injury. But everybody else was talking about it, so he fractured his foot. He'll be out a while.
Yep.
And John Newman's going to be out a while. So guess what? There's changes that are going to have to be made. And the more and more we see from Josh and Dan, guess what? The more they're going to play. The more they're going to earn their minutes in the rotation.
One of those changes today was Sage Chalentino coming in. Well, I'm sorry, I'm getting messed up because I heard Kevin Johnson say Tarantino 6-7 times today on the broadcast. But I digress.
Tolentino, not Quentin Tarantino.
Not an R anywhere in that name.
Tolentino.
But he ended up
with off the red shirt.
Yep, 5 minutes, 2 of 2 from the field. Looked a little out of sorts at some points, but he hustles.
Play. Yeah.
He hustles. Yeah.
He plays hard. Look, I'll tell you this, Aaron. Let me ask you this question. A lot of people are asking where Kalu was. Was Sage more effective in his 5 minutes than Kalu has been in any 5-minute stretch all season?
I didn't see him try to ISO anybody.
I don't dislike Kalu. I don't really know the kid all that well. Here's the bottom line. He hasn't played well. And I think there's a conscious decision. Sage is playing well in practice. He's working hard. The decision was made. Everybody always thought, play the young guys, play the young guys. Wes Miller did that today. He said, you know what?
The only regret,
let's get this kid in the game.
The only regret I have for Sage is that he was in Maui and
but
I'm just saying
that decision.
I'm getting nitpicky. I understand that. I'm just saying if you were going to burn his red shirt, would have liked him see a couple minutes against Louisville.
But that decision hadn't been made in Maui.
I understand.
It was clearly made this week.
I understand. Like I said, I know I'm being nitpicky. It's fine.
But the decision has been made. Kalu,
After-
you're not playing well enough.
After
Sage,
a couple bad
let's see what you got.
After a couple bad games, you also saw some bounce back games from Jeremiah Davenport specifically. Also, Jarrett Hensley had a nice bounce back game today as well.
If you let him run wide, free and open on the wing, for
make
dunks,
you pay at the rim. Yeah,
he's going to have some points.
He can fly.
Oh, the kid's got bounce. He's got bounce. And he's 6'9". So like when you're 6'9" and you can jump like that, you can challenge the rim when you're going downhill in transition.
Yeah.
But they made Bryant pay multiple times where Bryant felt like we've got to speed this game up. And Bryant had a couple little runs where they cut it from 30 to 20. Yeah. And then Cincinnati would stretch it back out, and then back down to 20. Cincinnati would stretch it back out.
Davenport got his ass kicked today, though, in 15 minutes, 14 points.
He had 10 points in 6 minutes, the first 6 minutes of the game.
5 of 12 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3. But he got his ass kicked between.
He was beat up a lot.
Diving for the loose ball, jumping into the crowd, catching an elbow to the face. Into the nose. May have broken his nose, so we'll see.
He only played 2 minutes in the second half.
We'll see what his status is.
We'll see if there's any face gear involved in the crosstown shootout.
It could be the mask game, right?
Right.
That might be fun. I don't know. That's
I was mad. I set the over under I originally set it at 65.5 on number of threes by both teams combined. And then they were on pace for 40. I think they shot 39 in the first half, so I bumped it to 70.5 threes combined. And we got to 67. So we came up 4 short of hitting the over on that. I set it at 70.5 and took the over. I should have just left it at 65.5 and I would have hit the over. But after that first half, both of them were just chucking threes.
Well, the Bearcats have a week off, roughly, until they take on Xavier for the crosstown shootout on Saturday. It is a game where you are supposed to wear red.
That's like a private school in New Orleans, right?
No, it's a private school in Norwood, the city of Norwood, not to be confused with the city of Cincinnati.
I thought it's where Ron Allen went.
Not quite.
Hurricane Ron.
How are you feeling going into this game?
Not great.
No, not great.
Not great. Xavier's got more talent right now. They're playing well. They just knocked off West Virginia.
Not a great homecoming. Not a great homecoming for Bob Huggins here.
Yeah, up double digits in the first half, lose by double digits. Not great. I don't feel great about it, but Fifth Third Arena, it's the shootout. Maybe Josh and Dan they're probably going to be non-existent because it's a shootout and it's a lot. But I don't know. Do I think Xavier's better? Yeah, I do. Stranger things have happened. Look, the lesser team has won the shootout a whole bunch of times. I'll tell you that much, especially recently.
That's accurate.
So I don't feel great, but we'll see how it goes. I think there's going to be other things this week to occupy our time between now and Saturday.
Well,
I hope.
Hopefully they get a bunch of good practices in between now and then and can throw them their best haymaker.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. I don't think anything's going to happen tonight. So we will be up monitoring. If news breaks that there's white smoke billowing from the 9th floor of the Linder Center. There is no 9th floor in the Linder Center. Then we'll be back. If not, we'll see you at some point tomorrow. That's the nightcap. He's Aaron Smith. I'm Chad Brendel. The sponsor is Galactic Fried Chicken. This is BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!